Has Kleinburg's luxury market finally stabilized? Let's find out. Hi everyone, it's Natasha Hamilton with eXp Realty and welcome to your October 2025 Kleinburg Market Update. So today we're diving into what's really happening in one of York Region's most desirable luxury communities. So is the market stabilizing after the major correction we saw in 2022 or is more change ahead? So let's look at the latest data and what it means for buyers, sellers, and investors right now. So market at a glance. So the Kleinburg market has settled into what we'd call a balanced position. So meaning neither buyers nor sellers have a major advantage. So here's the snapshot. So the median home price in York Region sits around 1.12 million, while detached homes in Kleinburg are averaging around $1.75 million, holding that luxury premium the area is known for. So homes are taking about 30 days to sell compared to the average GTA of about 48 days, showing that well-priced homes are still moving. Um, this will this is roughly about 6 months of inventory that I base my data off of. So the data points are stable and is saying a balanced market. So even after a 21% correction from the 2022 peak, Kleinburg continues to outperform surrounding areas, proving that location and quality still win. So the price landscape. So when we look closer at pricing, Kleinburg remains one of the strongest luxury markets in York Region. Detached homes, they're selling for 50 to 60% higher than the regional median, and that's a clear sign of sustained demand for this upscale community. So this premium pricing is driven by the estate style lots, close proximity to Vaughan, and probably the unique village charm that makes Kleinburg so desirable. So even as broader markets correct, Kleinburg's luxury segment continues to show long-term resilience. So now let's take a look at the market dynamics and activity. So to be honest, the days of chaotic bidding wars are mostly behind us, and that's honestly a good thing. In October, we saw around 23 new listings in the Vaughan and Kleinburg area with 6 months of supply. This is exactly what defines a balanced market. About 20% of homes sold over asking, showing selective competition where properties are priced right and marketed well. So on average, homes are still selling around in and around 30 days. So yes, the frenzy is gone, but we're far from frozen, so don't worry. Serious buyers are still very active and presentation is everything. So now let's take a look at the regional comparison. So let's zoom out and compare Kleinburg to the rest of the GTA. This is always fun. So the GTA average price point just sits over $1,050,000, while York Region continues around the 1.12 million, and Kleinburg roughly $1.75 million. So even as the region experiences a 7% year-over-year decline, Kleinburg continues to outperform in both stability and demand velocity. So in short, Kleinburg stands out as a stable luxury pocket, continuing to attract well-qualified and lifestyle-driven buyers. Mortgage rates and affordability. So let's talk about mortgage rates for a second, which is honestly one of the biggest factors shaping today's market, to be honest. So the 5-year variable rate is sitting around, I believe, 3.45%, while fixed rates are averaging around 4.1%. So that's nearly 2 points lower than the 2023 highs. But here's the interesting part. Even with rate relief, buyer psychology hasn't fully caught up yet. So the average first-time buyer is now around 40 years old and representing just 21% of the market. So that means move up and luxury buyers are the ones really driving activity right now, to be honest with you. As I like to say, affordability is as much of a mindset as it is math. And those who understand the numbers see that this is a window before confidence, competition all return. So buyer insight. So for buyers, this might be one of the best windows we've seen in years. And here's why. So there's less competition for number one, giving you room to negotiate. You can include proper due diligence conditions, something that was really impossible a couple of years ago during COVID-19. There's more inventory, especially in luxury resale segment. And experts are forecasting a 15% cumulative appreciation from 2026 to 2029. So the price of houses are going to go up. So if your finances are stable and you're in the driver's seat, waiting for the perfect market could mean missing the rebound as early as mid 2026. Seller insight. So for sellers, this market rewards strategy, not speed. So only about 20% of homes are selling over asking. So pricing needs to be realistic and data driven. I can't stress that enough. But the good news is homes that are well staged, properly marketed, and are priced accurately are still selling within 30 days. So Kleinburg's luxury representation continues to attract serious, qualified buyers. But now more than ever, success depends on presentation and precision. Think professional staging, strategic pricing, and full digital and print marketing coverage. That's the formula for results. Now for investors. So for investors, Kleinberg remains a long-term value play. So the recent price correction has created better entry points, and the forecast of the 15% appreciation through to 2029 supports strong long-term equity growth. Rents across the GTA are up nearly 3% this year, so cash flow is improving. With sustained population growth, limited housing supply, and ongoing immigration, the fundamentals are pretty strong. So this is not a quick flip market, it's a steady growth market, and that's exactly what smart investors are looking for. So the economic and psychological context. So now, beyond the numbers, let's talk psychology. So economic uncertainty from things like the US tariffs, policy shifts, and job security concerns have made buyers pretty cautious, I have to say. Even though fundamentals are positive, many are still waiting for the, so-called perfect moment. But as I often remind my clients, confidence drives markets as much as data does. So those who act strategically while others hesitate often secure the best opportunities. I'm going to be honest with you. So stability will return before optimism does. So this is a window for well-informed, confident decisions. So the outlook, so 2026 and beyond. So looking ahead, 2026 marks the start of market normalization with healthy, sustainable appreciation rather than those spikes that we've been seeing. So forecasts show 2 to 3.5% annual growth through to 2029, with cumulative gains around 15%. And the expert consensus is clear that no crash scenario is on the horizon. So with its premium location in Kleinburg, limited supply and high-end lifestyle appeal, Kleinburg will remain one of York Region's most desirable and stable markets for years to come. So the key takeaways. So what does all this mean for you? So if you are a buyer, you've got leverage. You have less competition, more inventory, a chance to buy more before the rebound. If you're a seller, the focus on presentation and realistic pricing is key. So homes are still selling fast when positioned correctly. For the investors, this is a long-term value market, so steady growth, solid rents, and no bubble risk. So overall, 2025 and 2026 are shaping up as years that reward patience, data, and strategy over speculation, to be honest. So the Kleinburg market rewards precision and professional guidance. So whether you're planning to buy, sell, or invest, my goal is to help you make a confident, informed decisions, backed by my data and local expertise. So if you'd like a personalized home value review, a buyer strategy call, or just to explore the investment opportunities here in Kleinburg, let's connect. You guys can call me or text me directly at 226-974-6544. You can email me at natasha.hamilton@exprealty.com, or you can visit my website, natashahamilton.exprealty.com. Again, I'm Natasha Hamilton with eXp Realty. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next market update.